Okay, let's jump right in. It's been, what, 14 years? A long time with no state film awards in Telangana.
14 years, yeah. A real gap.
But now they're back. And not just back, but completely revitalized, new name and everything. The Gaddar Telangana Film Awards 2024.
That's right. It's a significant return. And the name itself, Gaddar, tells you a lot straight away. It's not just a random choice.
Definitely not. So our mission today in this deep dive is really to get into what happened at these awards. Who are the big winners, who stole the show.
And also why this comeback is such a big deal for Telugu cinema right now. It's more than just an awards night.
Exactly. We saw honors going to huge blockbusters, but also to these really heartfelt independent films, a real mix.
It really spanned the spectrum, and understanding that name, Gaddar, is key to getting the spirit of the whole thing.
So let's set the scene. That 14-year gap. The last time we had state awards, it was still United Andhra Pradesh, right? The Nandi Awards were the big thing then.
Precisely. The Nandi Awards were prominent, but after the state bifurcation, Telangana didn't have its own dedicated state film awards for a long stretch.
So what sparked the comeback now?
It seems Chief Minister A. Revanth Reddy really felt it was time. He pushed for bringing them back, recognizing the need for a state-level platform to celebrate Telangana's own film industry.
And the name, the Gaddar Telangana Film Awards. Let's talk about Gammadi Vidal Rao, Gaddar. Why him?
It's a deeply symbolic choice. Gaddar wasn't just, a singer or a poet. He was a revolutionary balladeer. His voice, his songs, they were inseparable from the people's movements, especially for the marginalized communities.
And specifically for the Telangana statehood movement itself.
Absolutely crucial. His songs were like anthems. They really captured the spirit and fueled the movement for a separate Telangana state. He sadly passed away in 2023.
So naming these inaugural awards after him, it connects the whole thing to the state's identity, its history, its struggles.
Exactly. It frames these awards not just as industry recognition, but as something rooted in Telangana's cultural and revolutionary soul. It's a powerful statement.
Makes sense. It gives them a weight beyond just glamour. And this return, it wasn't a small affair, was it? The scale seems pretty impressive.
Oh, not at all. The industry response was huge. Get this. 12,248 nominations were submitted.
Wow, 12,248 across how many categories?
11 main categories. So you can imagine the task facing the jury.
Yeah, who had to sort through all that?
A 15-member jury, actually, headed by the veteran actress Jasuda. They had the, unenviable job of sifting through that massive number of entries. Speaks volumes about the industry's output, though.
Definitely. And we know when the big night is happening, the actual ceremony.
Yep, put it in your diaries. June 14th, 2025.
Okay, 2025. And where?
It's going to be at the HICC, that's in Nizamnagar, Hyderabad. Expected to be a pretty star-studded event, lots of industry folks, and probably key government figures too, given the state's backing.
Right, a major affair. So let's get to the winners. Who were the big names? Who took home the top acting honors?
Well, the Best Actor award, maybe unsurprisingly given the film's impact, went to Allu Arjun.
For Pushpa 2. The Rule, of course. That character, Pushpa.
He just completely owned it, didn't he? That description, larger-than-life, swagger-dripping anti-hero, it really nails it. The character just connected massively.
And the film itself was a juggernaut. The numbers were just staggering.
Unbelievable numbers. It came out December 5, 2024, and quickly became, the highest-grossing Indian film of 2024.
Wow.
And the second highest-grossing Telugu film ever, plus the third highest-grossing Indian film worldwide. That's huge reach.
Colossal impact. How did Allu Arjun react to the win?
He put out a message on X, seemed genuinely honored. He thanked the Telangana government, his director Sukumar, the producers, the whole team, and especially the fans. Said he was dedicating the award to them. Felt very personal.
Now, we should probably also mention there was a very difficult event associated with the film's release around that time.
Yes, it's important context. Tragically, on December 13, 2024, during a premiere event for Pushpa 2 at the Sandai Theater, there was a stampede.
Awful. And someone died.
Yes, a woman sadly lost her life. And Allu Arjun was actually briefly arrested in connection with that incident. It was a really tough period.
So winning this award, it comes after navigating that really challenging situation.
It does. It sort of speaks to his resilience, perhaps, and the undeniable impact of the performance itself being recognized despite those difficult circumstances.
Okay, shifting to Best Actress. That award went to Nivetha Thomas.
Yes, for her role in a film called 35 Chinna Katha Kaadu.
And didn't that film pick up another award too?
It did, yeah. It also won Best Children's Film, so a double win there.
What was her performance like? What made it stand out?
It was described as really heart-tugging. Apparently, she just hit all the right emotional notes. It sounds like one of those performances that really gets under your skin.
And the film itself, it sounds like it wasn't relying on spectacle.
No, exactly. More focused on, real people, real struggles. It's the kind of film that proves you don't need a massive budget or flashy effects if the story and the acting connect deeply. Her performance was clearly central to that connection.
Got it. And her reaction to winning.
Similar to Allu Arjun, she shared her feelings on X, said she felt incredibly blessed, thanked the government, and importantly, she mentioned hoping this marks the beginning of a wonderful tradition for state awards. You can feel the industry appreciated this revival.
Definitely sounds like it. Okay, so beyond the leads, the other huge awards, Best Film and Best Director, where did those go?
They both went to what was arguably the most ambitious film of the year, the big sci-fi epic.
Kalki 2898 AD.
That's the one. Kalki 2898 AD won Best Film, and its director, Nag Ashwin, took home Best Director.
That film felt like a massive undertaking, blending mythology and futuristic sci-fi.
Hugely ambitious. With a star-studded cast too, Prabhas, Deepika Padukone, Amitabh Bachchan. Just bringing that vision to life was a feat.
And it won in other areas too, didn't it? Technical awards.
It did. It also picked up Best Art Director for Nathan Zihani Chaudhary and Best Costume Designer for Archana Rao and Ajay Kumar.
Right.
Which shows, that the whole world-building aspect, the look and feel, was also highly recognized. Nag Ashwin getting Best Director really feels like an acknowledgement of successfully steering that massive, imaginative ship.
So we've got the big headliners, but these awards seem determined to go deeper, right? To recognize talent across the board.
Oh, absolutely. When you look down the full list of winners, it's clear they wanted to celebrate the depth of the industry. It wasn't just about the top few awards.
So who else got recognized? Like in supporting roles?
For Best Supporting Actor, it was S.J. Surya for Sarpodal Sanavaram, and Best Supporting Actress went to Saranya Pradeep for Embajipeda Marriage Band.
Good to see supporting actors getting their due. What about comedy? Always huge in Telugu films.
Crucial. And they didn't forget it. Satya and Vanilla Kishore jointly won Best Comedians for Mantu Vedalara too. Shows that making people laugh is valued.
And younger talent? Any child artists recognized.
Yes, they highlighted young performers too. Arundav Putula won for 35, Chinna Katha Kaadu, and Baby Harika for a film called Mercy Killing. Impressive work from them, clearly.
Music is always so central. Who won there?
Beam's sister Olio got Best Music Director for a film called Razakar.
Okay, Razakar. We'll come back to that one.
Right. And for playback singers, Sid Sriram won Best Male for song Nijaman May Chabuth Oscars, and Shreya Ghoshal won Best Female for Suseki from Pushpa 2.
Great singers. And the craftspeople, writers, cinematographers, editors.
Yep, all acknowledged. Best Story Writer was Siva Paladugu for Music Shop Murthy. Venki Atluri won Best Screenplay for Lucky Bhaskar.
Okay.
Cinematography Award went to Vishwanath Reddy for Game. Editing to Navin Nuli, again for Lucky Bhaskar. Ganesh Acharya won for choreography for the Ayuda Puja song and Devara. And K. Chandrasekhar Rathod for action choreography and Gangster.
That covers a lot of ground. And other films got specific mentions, too.
Yeah, showing the diversity. Patel was named second best film, and Lucky Bhaskar got third best film.
Ah, Lucky Bhaskar popping up again.
Seems like it resonated. Then Committee Karolu won Best Feature Film on National Integration. Aye. Mem Friends Andi got Best Wholesome Entertainment Film. And there was a special jury award for the actors Sujith and Sandeep in a film called Ka.
It really paints a picture of a vibrant, varied industry. And I like that they looked back, too, honoring legends.
It was a nice touch, wasn't it? Creating special categories to remember and honor figures like NTR, Patti Jayaraj, and Raghupati Venkaya. It kind of connects this new beginning to the industry's rich past.
Right. Now, you mentioned Razakar earlier. It won Best Music Director, Best Makeup Artist, and also Best Feature Film on Environment Heritage History. That film stirred up quite a bit of discussion.
It certainly did. Its producer, Gudur Narayana Reddy, said he was happy and delighted with the wins, calling it real encouragement.
But there was controversy surrounding it, wasn't there? Criticisms about its perspective.
Yes, that's accurate. The film faced criticism from various groups who felt it promoted a specific right-wing Hindutva ideology in how it portrayed historical events related to the Razakars in Hyderabad state.
So how did the jury seem to approach that, awarding it for Best History Film, for instance?
Well, without being in the jury room, the impression is that they likely focused on the film as a historical narrative, evaluating its technical aspects like music and makeup, which it won for, and its construction as a piece, exploring that particular period of history, fitting the heritage history category criteria.
So maybe judging the filmmaking and the narrative structure presented, rather than endorsing the specific political interpretation debated outside.
That seems plausible.
It suggests the awards committee wasn't necessarily shying away from films dealing with controversial history, but perhaps assessing them based on cinematic merit and relevance to the category, even amidst wider debate. It reflects a willingness to engage with complex subjects.
Okay. Stepping back then, what's the bigger picture here? Why does the return of these awards named after Gaddar actually matter for Telugu cinema and for Telangana? It matters a lot, I think.
Yeah.
Deputy Chief Minister Malabadi Vikramarka made a point about Gaddar helping take Telangana's cultural ideology to a world level. Naming the awards after him and the government backing them so strongly, it signals a real intention
An intention to do what, exactly?
to use cinema as a way to project Telangana's unique cultural identity, to really promote it, both within India and maybe even globally. In a world where Bollywood or Hollywood often dominate the conversation.
Regional cinema needs its own platforms to shine.
Absolutely crucial. This gives Telangana's own talent a dedicated stage, and it showcases the sheer range of what's being made, from a global hit like Pushpa 2 to ambitious sci-fi like Kalki to those intimate emotional stories like 35 Chinna Katha Kaadu.
And giving out 35 awards in total? That feels very deliberate.
It does. It suggests a commitment to celebrating the entire filmmaking ecosystem, not just the stars, but the writers, the technicians, the supporting players, everyone who contributes. It strengthens the whole industry from the ground up.
Thinking about that jury. 12,248 nominations. You can just imagine them wading through all that content.
Oh, totally. Must have been movie marathon central for months. Probably needed a lifetime supply of chai. And you picture them watching Allu Arjun and Pushpa 2 and thinking, okay, that shoulder shrug alone, that deserves something.
Huh. Right. We're watching Nivetha Thomas and 35 Chinna Katha Kaadu and just being completely moved.
Exactly. The kind of performance that reminds you why you love movies.
Oh.
And then maybe putting on Kalki and just thinking, whoa, what is this? Like mythology and spaceships all thrown into a blender in the best possible way.
That energy, yeah. It must make the slog worthwhile, finding those gems and those standout moments.
For sure. Those performances and visions are what make it all worthwhile.
So fast forward. All eyes are now on June 14th, 2025 for the ceremony.
That's the date. At the HICC in Hyderabad, it'll be the big night where everyone comes together, the awards are handed out, speeches are made. With political figures likely attending, it underlines the state's seriousness about this.
But like you said earlier, this feels bigger than just one award ceremony.
It really does. The name, the 14-year wait, the scale of this comeback. It feels like a statement of intent, a promise maybe from the Telangana government to actively support and elevate its film industry, to celebrate its unique voice and help it make waves globally. It feels like a new chapter starting.
So to wrap up this deep dive, the key thing is Telangana's state film awards are back with purpose. They're named after a revolutionary icon, Gaddar, grounding them in the state's identity.
And they're celebrating a huge diversity of work from the massive hits that everyone knows down to smaller films with immense heart. It's a comprehensive look at a thriving industry.
And for you listening, this matters because it points to where some of the most exciting, innovative, and emotionally resonant stories in Indian cinema are coming from right now. Telugu cinema is clearly a space to watch. And maybe it leaves you with this thought to chew on. If these awards are now consciously linked to Gaddar's legacy, a legacy of speaking for the marginalized, of driving social change, how might that influence the stories Telugu cinema tells next? Could this revival genuinely help new, maybe more challenging voices emerge and find their place on that global stage? That's the really interesting question going forward.